Come here, boy. Yeah, good boy.
So here's my plan. You put on a spangled bikini and you go outside in front of the mall and you start doing a hula dance. Now you should probably play the ukulele too and sing something like, here's to Elvis and the way he does the hula hop. And while the crowds gather around you, I'll go in and shop uncontested. Welcome to Breakfast Time with Tom Bergeron, Laurie, Hibberd, and Bob the Puppet. Sitting in for Tom and Steve Walker. My name's Jim. I'm the announcer. Say good morning, Laurie.
Good morning, Jim. Or as we say in Hawaii, aloha and pass the margaritas. Yes, thank you.
Mahalo.
Tom is taking a well-deserved week. I guess he had quite a week last week while I was gone.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's okay. He deserves it.
And quite a week ahead.
Yes. Yeah, we have a big show today, actually. We're very excited. You may wonder why I'm in a room full of children and toys, because it's almost Christmas, and we're going to talk about what are some of the best toys that you can get your kids this Christmas with Stephanie Oppenheim. She's written a book about it, and we're going to find all about that. We also have the wonderfully talented Todd Rundgren joining us today. He not only has a new CD out, but it also can be played on CD-ROM. And he's going to be here talking about that. We're also going to talk about psychics and psychic sensibility with Brian Sethurst.
You definitely have a future, I can tell you that much.
Thank you very much.
You're
and
back.
Bob's here. Bob, look what I brought for you.
Oh. Hey,
No, that's enough.
aloha,
That's
baby. Now, Jim, there's an obvious joke here, and what Laurie's just given me.
And we have both passed.
But we'll take the high road.
The obvious comic possibilities of me giving that to Bob
Yes.
are not lost on anybody, I'm sure. However, we also have Mare Winningham joining us. She's the star of a new movie, Georgia, a terrific movie. I saw it a couple weeks ago with Jennifer Jason Leigh, and she's great. Patricia Moreno is going to be motivating us. Patricia, I gained about 5 pounds at least.
Oh, no.
5 pounds in alcohol weight on vacation.
We're going to have to help you
Yes.
today.
Oh, who am I kidding? It was the pineapples. Too. I was just packing it on. And Steve Walker, gracious enough to join us today.
That's right.
And Tom, thanks for doing that.
Welcome back.
Thank
Can I just
you.
say we all missed you. Let's have a round of
Yeah.
applause for the lovely and talented Laurie Hibberd. It's really nice to have you back, I
Thanks.
must
I
say.
heard it was a fun week though. Did Eartha Kitt really do a handstand on the coffee
Eartha-
table?
It was.
It would be easier to say what Eartha didn't do on the show than what she did.
Really?
She did just about everything, but it was very fun.
good.
Where's my lay?
Oh, Steve. Will coffee
I
do?
know I don't rank with Bob. I know I don't.
It's safer to give it to the puppet is all I'm
Right.
saying.
I think you're right.
No arms.
I want to give a big congratulations out to our colleague, Jane Wallace, who
Yeah.
won the Cable Ace Award over the weekend.
For best interviewer on a news show, yeah.
So thrilled
She
for
beat out
her.
Larry King. I'm
Yeah.
so proud of her.
Well,
it's terrific.
as she should.
Yeah.
Another justice story.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, she's terrific. So do we have a little pick your news?
Oh, of course we have a little pick your
Yes,
news
pick
for
your news.
you.
Actually, I miss doing it, so it's...
We have 3 fine pick your newses. The first one is the big money. Her hair isn't the only thing that's high. And nice test tube.
Got to go with the big hair.
Yeah?
Gotta go with the big hair.
Okay.
Her hair isn't the only thing
It was
that's
a little misleading. This
Oh.
is as most news is usually. This is actually about Lonnie Anderson. Apparently, she and Bert were vacationing in Jamaica one time,
Oh, so many years ago. Since
Yes,
they're,
quite a while
well
ago.
divorced, yeah.
and they wandered into the kitchen for a late night snack. And there, apparently, the maid or someone had baked a pan of brownies. Well, turns out,
Oh no!
yes,
those kind of brownies.
yes, they had
Alice B. Toklas brownies,
marijuana in them.
No
Anderson
way.
says she ate one and started flying. She says she was frantic and thought body parts were going to fall off. Anderson says she passed out and woke up to find the entire pan of brownies had been eaten. She says Reynolds was in bed with brown drool coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, but what's so unusual
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
I hear that happened regularly.
So I don't know.
That's
The
right.
body
Yikes.
parts were going to fall off.
Yeah.
Put
I don't
Bob
know which
Marley
body
on the
parts.
radio.
Yeah.
You know what I saw last night?
What?
Casino. Has anybody seen that yet?
No.
Holy violent movie.
Yeah.
Oy,
Yeah, but I understand Sharon Stone really holds her own with those boys and does a great job acting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she plays a hooker who tries to manipulate men. Gee, wonder why they picked her for that.
Welcome back.
Tck you very much. Good to be back.
Yay.
Anyway, but since, not since I saw you last time, but since the show saw you last time, Americans spent approximately $399,616,438.40 on toys. which is why we're doing, of course, the...
Not the Disney movie, right?
No, but almost. That's doing really great gangbusters. Hi, Phil. How are you? Nice to see you. I didn't even see him yesterday.
Yeah, she kissed me twice, Phil. Eat your heart out, Kiwi.
So we're doing a segment on toys a little later on in the show, as you saw in the ballroom, and we're also going to join Jillian Hamilton. She's in Kings Island, Ohio, at Kings Island, Ohio, and I'll let her explain that to you. Good morning, Jill.
Welcome back, Laurie.
Thank you.
Well, we're in Kings Island here, right side of Cincinnati, Ohio, and it's an amusement park that welcomes over 3 million visitors per year, welcomed over 58 million people since it opened in 1972. Well, the park is open from April to October, and as you can see, Laurie, it's pretty much empty. You can even get a table now at this time of year.
I don't know, pretty much is the word.
Yeah, we're going to be meeting a man named Ed who takes care of restoring and maintaining some of the equipment, specifically a wooden roller coaster. We're going to meet him, and we're also going to meet a man who has ridden that wooden roller coaster over 11,000 times. That's when we come back here at Kings Island in just a couple moments.
All righty, we look forward to that. Thank you very much. And I hear I'll be joining Cassandra Dans in Madison Square Park in just a few minutes. Cassandra, we're talking about how to buy a fake tree. Is that right?
That's right, and you know, it's lovely. Happy holiday. These fake trees.
Merry Christmas.
Why are we outside learning how to buy a fake tree?
I know. They stand up so well, too.
Ho, ho, ho.
More with Cassandra and the Grinch. She is the Grinch today, I think, coming up. What do you think about that?
We'll just have to wait and see. Right now, we're going to check in with the latest headlines, though.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Vernon Shaw. Jane Fergus has the day off. Topping the news, NATO mission in the Balkans begins today as the first troops landed there to enforce peace plans. A vanguard of 90 troops arrived in Bosnia and Croatia to prepare for the 60,000-member NATO force. Just 2 American sergeants are on the ground, but over the weekend, President Clinton ordered 700 GIs into the region. Medical news for those who use kidney dialysis. Treatment in the U.S. reportedly isn't what it could be, and that a kidney patient here is twice as likely to die in the given year than a patient in Western Europe or Japan. The New York Times report says cost-cutting and increased profits might be the reason why. Finally, air up there seems to be good for Michael Jordan. He's on top of the Forbes list of the richest athletes for a 4th straight year. The Chicago Bulls star earned $44 million last year. Now, how much has Jordan netted in the last 5 years? Well, Forbes says $170 million. Here's a quick look at weather with Jim.
The sky, this is plain vanilla weather. The sky is the lightest with a spiky yellow ball in Paulding, Ohio. But Eureka! You're wetter in Eureka, California.
Ooh.
You have this, look at this oblong little rain area going right into Nevada and Utah. We also got some mixed wintry precipitation in western Minnesota and eastern Dakotas, and we got some rain in the Gulf states right around the all the Gulf states. Let's look at those high temperatures. And look at this. We got a nice little rainbow wavy kind of thing going where we have a nice little bump in the middle of the country. Good for you phrenologists. That's the weather.
Things that go bump in the map.
So, Jim, did you do Hawaii weather every day that I was gone?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, perfect in Hawaii.
You know, I'm sure that you missed Tom and you missed doing the show, but probably the thing that you missed the most were the cheesy graphics that we have every day.
To meet a very special family, I gotta say, this is 7 moms who decided to take a little time off from their kids and their husbands and come to New York. They come all the way from Elkin, North Carolina, and it was Cicely McCullough who wrote us the letter. Are you Cicely?
Yeah.
Great, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So how did this all come about?
I watch your show every morning and wrote a poem about a month and a half ago. So
It was a great poem.
yeah,
It was a good call.
my grandmother helped me write it.
Is this an annual trip, or is it going to be an annual trip?
Yeah.
Party. Do you want to introduce your friends?
I'm Cicely McCullough. This is Melissa Idson, Laurie Rice,
Yay.
Jean Hires,
Yay.
Deanne Guthrie,
Yay.
Kelly,
She winked at the camera.
Kelly Hammock,
Yay.
and Jennifer Chatham.
Yay.
And we have 6 moms and 1 mom to be. I want to know
Right.
where the kids are this morning.
With Dad.
Good, teach 'em.
Serves them right. Exactly. Watch us on intermediate cable in Elkin. And
We
Jim,
love
why don't you tell us a little bit about Elkin?
Well, you know, with a population of only 3,800, Elkin, North Carolina is the smallest town in the U.S. to host a national tennis tournament. So, for at least a little while, it was a town where love meant nothing. It is the home of Chatham blankets, though. And they were created there, and they're still made there today. So, welcome from Elkin, North
Very
Carolina.
nice, Jim. Thank you. So what's
This
up?
is one of the Chatham blankets that they brought along to show us.
On Christmas in Central Park.
Oh,
Very nice.
Now-
made in Elkin,
Made in
North
Elkin.
Carolina.
That's
That's right. Do we get to keep this in our FX apartment? Well, very nice.
thank you
It
so
very
can't be. There's no
Jen-
squirrels mugging pigeons in that one.
Is Jennifer a member of the Chatham family?
Yep.
You are?
Well, with only 3,800 people in the city, it's, the chances are.
That's right. You don't have to ply us with blankets, but it helps. How else can you get here, Jim?
You write to us at Breakfast Time, P.O. Box 825, Madison Square Station, New York, 10159-0825. Or you call us on our Sprint-sponsored 800 number, 800-FXFXFX1, or you fax us at 212-802-4208, or you email us at fxbreakfast@delphi.com. It doesn't have to be a poem, but clearly that helps. Let us know when you're going to be in New York, and who knows?
Just hold me.
You can bring 6 of your closest friends for breakfast
Yes, and
on Breakfast Time.
lovely Polaroid one-step camera. Everybody smile. Steve, smile. Okay.
There we go.
And you get to take this home with you. I guess it's a, yeah.
It's a talking one step.
Yeah.
It's a talkie.
Yeah.
Also, cameras, aren't
Yeah.
we?
That's
Are
right.
we?
It was only for the month of November, wasn't
That's
it?
right.
Oh, wait, is it
Sale
counting?
continues.
Oh, through December 15th. Boy, they're
Yeah.
milking this for all it's
That's
worth.
right.
They get a nice mention every day, and our visiting family gets to take one home. Jim, what else is coming up on the show?
Patricia, Todd Rundgren, Bob Keeshan. So Todd must be the Eggman, Patricia's the Walrus, and Keeshan's the Kangaroo Cuckoo.
Personal FX Handy Guide to Collecting. Step 1, buy something.
Well, you don't actually have to buy it. You can find collectibles in the attic, someone may give you one, whatever. Just get something.
Step 2, find out what it's worth.
It's simple. FX Ace appraisers size up things daily. They'll fill you in on whether your collectible's worth a lot or not, and tell you why.
Step 3, display it proudly.
Watch Personal FX every day and see how some serious super collectors show off their stuff.
Well, that sounds easy enough.
It is with Personal FX, the collectible show, every day at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, only on FX.
Changing so much day by day. I watch you smile, I watch you play.
Babies outgrow things really fast, so Playschool came up with some great toys that grow right along with them. Like a first ride trike that lets mom drive till they can go it alone. A musical dream screen that entertains through the years. And a 4-in-1 busy center that keeps older kids busy too.
Time goes on, you're always there, giving them your best. Play school, what will they think of next?
My dad has been my dentist since my first tooth has come in. This is the first toothpaste that he's ever sent me.
This is Tartar Control Mentadent with fluoride, baking soda, and peroxide. Mentadent helps stop tartar before it forms. Tartar Control Mentadent.
It has everything.
Are you doing your part to control litter box odor?
Yeah, I scoop and scoop.
No, him.
What?
Only Fresh Step Scoop has odor neutralizers that freshen whenever he steps, controlling odor between scoops. So things are fresher. Fresh Step Scoop.
Carrie Novak won't waste a minute battling her cold. Pills take time to dissolve, so she'll rush relief with the effervescent power of Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. It's ready the moment you take it, rushing powerful medicines to soothe your aches, relieve your runny nose, free your breathing.
Okay, now, today I'd like to...
Nothing rushes relief like Alka-Seltzer Plus. Or rush relief with new great-tasting orange-flavored Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Aren't you already sick of jingle bells?
Oh, I love the holidays.
When I see Jimmy Stewart on that bridge, I just want to scream, jump!
Well, then FXM Movies from Fox has a December for you.
No guys in funny red suits?
Nope, just the best in movie entertainment, direct from the sound stages of the 20th Century Fox Studios in Hollywood, right into your living room.
So what does that mean?
Wouldn't you like to know?
It's like having a relative work there.
I'm sure his father is very happy now, huh?
And they're shown without commercials or interruptions. Just like at the movies. FXM has something for everyone, every day. Romance, comedy, musicals, drama, and action.
On Brando, on Zorro, on Bridges and Niven.
On Hackman, on Bullock, on Maryland, you vixen.
FXM has a very special December lineup with lots of chasing and kissing, dancing and singing. Uncut and commercial-free.
I think you have this mixed up with another movie.
Merry Movies from FXM, movies from Fox. Contact your local cable operator about this new movie network today.
It's 1:15. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Laurie. Steve sitting in for Tom, Bob the Puppet, and me, Jim. I'm the announcer, and here's Steve.
I'm standing here and I just realized we left our visiting mom sitting at the table. Y'all come on and join me down in the ballroom. You know, every single morning I
Send the moms to me, Steve.
No.
I eat one of these donuts, and Tom is thankful because he says he doesn't need it, but I don't really need it either. And with the holidays approaching, you know, we're eating more and more sweets. So we've asked our FX personal trainer, Patricia Moreno, to join us this morning. She's going to show us some really easy ways to get an aerobic exercise, burn some of these calories off. And I understand we're going to actually be doing a little dancing, Patricia.
We are, Steve. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm going to set that right up there.
That's
so
a good place to set it. Well, you know, the thing is, during the holiday season, people put their workouts aside first thing. So you want to get it wherever you can. When you go to those, there's a lot of parties going on. We're going to be eating a lot of things, eggnog, 340 calories for a cup. You want to eat for 1 cup. You want to take any opportunity you can, which at a holiday party is the dance floor. So everybody's going to join us. Sometimes people don't want to get on the dance floor. They feel clumsy. They feel silly. But I'm here to show them the dance moves that they can use on the floor so they don't feel so silly.
And it's nice because you are getting workout while you're having fun.
Getting a workout. It's an aerobic workout,
so
even though it's fun.
3 dance moves for us?
We're going to do rock and roll first. So if a little rock and roll music comes on at your party, we're going to show you what you can do. Let's have a little bit of music, you guys. So just watch. You're going to go slow, slow, quick, quick, 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 slow, slow, quick, quick. You'll get benefit for doing 5 minutes of it because what it's going to do is going to all add up. You're going to burn those calories. You're going to stay away from the little snack foods because you're going to be on the dance floor. Everybody's got this one. This is an easy one.
What's the next one? Because I happen to like the next one.
Let's do the next one. Next music, please. A little salsa music. If you have a little salsa music coming on at the dance parties, I'm going to show you an easy one.
Where's Beatrice?
Where is Beatrice? You're going to go 1, 2 together. 1, 2 together. 1, 2 together. Oh, they've got it. Their moms have got it. Now you get your hips in there a little bit more, and you loosen it up, and you go nice and low. Aerobic, you're also going to tone your legs because you're bending your knees and you're pushing. And then, oh yeah, Cassandra likes this one.
A bunch of
Go Cassandra. You see? There you go. So that way, it keeps you a little busy. You meet friends. You have a lot more fun than leaving the party feeling full and guilty.
I don't even want to go to the third one. I like this one so much.
I like this one too. It's my favorite. But let's do the third one. There's going to be funky music going on. It's a little tough to be funky if you're not so funky, but I'm going to show you. You just
that was a very kind way to say it.
I know, I'm sorry. So watch, you're just going to go double, double, and you have to be cool on this one. You don't have to do too much. Less is better, especially if you're not too funky. And then you just put your hands up like this, and you go hips. And you lean way over, and you just relax it. Look at, there you go, Steve. Who would say you're not funky? Not too many people. But Jim can do this one.
How many calories can we realistically burn doing that?
Realistically, if you stay on the dance floor for half an hour, and that doesn't have to be a straight half an hour, that can be pieces here and there. You can burn up to 300 calories. And you stay away from the food. You feel good.
Is it like working out where we should do it at least for 15 minutes at a time? Does that help?
No, it'll add up. It really will add up. And you just have to remember during the holiday season, everybody's eating things that they don't normally eat, and they're giving their exercise away first thing. So get on the dance floor when you can and just do a few moves.
Listening up?
Oh yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm loosening my gut up is what I'm doing.
The egg from the nog. You save some calories right there.
Yeah. There you go. Good plan.
Yay.
Is that it? Is that
That's
it?
it. That's it.
Well, then put your hands together. We've got Todd Rundgren.
Yay!
How you doing?
No
problem. We're going to be talking about your new CD coming up in just a couple of minutes. It's called The Individualist. There's something very special about this CD. But first, you got to remember Captain Kangaroo, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
And Bunny Rabbit and
Grandfather Clock.
Grandfather Clock, of course, and Mr. Green Jeans.
There you go. We have Bob Keeshan on our show every day giving us little inspirational thoughts of wisdom to sort of guide us through our mornings. And here he is right now, Bob Keeshan with our thought for the day.
The crime is not to avoid failure, but not to give triumph a chance. Hang with it.
Whoa, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. It was all. Can you say it again?
It was wise.
Was
That's
it
right.
wise?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I
You'll
miss
get
anything?
hung, he said. If
Yeah,
you...
something about hanging up your clothes or something. Yeah.
The crime is not to avoid failure, but not to give triumph a chance. Hang with it.
Actually, it's hang loose is what we
That's
say in
right.
Hawaii.
You know, that doesn't make a lot more sense, you know, now that you hear it.
You don't want to get through the day without a little thought of wisdom from Captain Kangaroo. I'm telling you.
Certainly.
Yeah. Maybe you could do some on your CD. TRI, The Individualist, is Todd's new CD, although you may know him from some of his incredible music that you've done over
and a
the
great
years.
record producer as well.
There you go,
Yes.
the puppet nose, Todd.
The Meatloaf fan.
Yeah, that's right. Well, without the onions, yeah.
Today we're going to talk about, this is a great idea because it's a CD that you can play in your regular CD player, but then you can pop it into your CD-ROM and use it on your computer. And I think that's such a cool idea.
It's called CD Plus, or CDE, CD Enhanced.
Right.
Is the general sort of overarching term we use for these mixed media discs. They have regular old CD quality audio on them, but in the space that's normally left over, we stick computer data so you can play with it on your computer.
In all the technology that you have dealt with over the years in your career, did you ever see it going this way? Were you a visionary in this respect? Did you see it coming to this?
Well, visionary always sees where it's going beyond where it's at now. So, I see these. I see CD-ROMs disappearing eventually as everyone gets sort of connected through things like the internet, interactive portals.
Fiber optics, yeah.
Yeah.
So what makes this special? What happens when, I mean, I'm sure we know what will happen when you put it in your CD player, but what about when you put it in your CD-ROM? What are you going to get?
Well, after you boot it up, you get this little introductory screen here with some prompts for what you can do. Like, for instance, see, we've got lyrics, interactive lyrics, and we've got a little bit of video from a live show I did last year.
Well, let's see it. Can we see some of it?
Well, first we'll show you the interactive lyrics because it's the easiest to comprehend. And
now, is this kind of like sing-along, follow the bouncing ball interactive lyrics?
well, sort of. It highlights the words.
Right.
And I'm assuming that you've got some sound there because I can't hear it. Here we
Yeah,
go.
do we have that
There we go,
across
yeah.
the airwaves? Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll start one of these songs. And as the song plays, you'll notice that the lyrics are highlighted.
So it's in red. There it's being,
Yeah, they're
sung
red at
in
the top.
red.
And then suddenly, I picked this song because it starts out with lyrics. You don't have to wait through all this instrumental.
Good plan.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you'll notice that not only does it follow the lyrics on screen as the music plays, but I can pick some part of the music and jump to it.
That's
I
great.
would say, isn't this interesting? What happens when I say that?
Or you can go, I love that part, just play it over and over and over again.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, you can do that. Okay, so you nuts yet? Okay. Now we'll go to the video section here. Here's a little trick where we can give you 3 channels of video.
Oh, wow.
I like the way that jumps around the screen like that. 3 channels of video at once, and you can call your own sort of little video shoot.
Okay, so we get to see
Like
what, you in
here's a-
concert, or are you?
Yeah, this is a live interactive show that I toured with the last couple of years.
Oh, that's terrific.
So I can grab this camera and it'll jump up there, or this one over here. If you want to see the dancing girls.
Yeah.
Dancing
Now,
girls.
is this something that you see a lot of artists going towards? A lot of bands are going to maybe put out something like this?
Well, there's a consensus among record companies that this has a high marketability. That's yet to be proven because the first batch of CD Plus is only just coming out now.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess I'm one of about a couple dozen, let's say, a couple dozen titles in the CD Plus format. There are artists like the Rolling Stones, and Toad the Wet Sprocket, and the Cranberries all have CD Pluses out.
It really gives you something extra and special, doesn't it?
Well, I think the difference.
Well, yours has.
Mine has is that we don't charge anything extra for the CD Plus
So
content.
it's a standard price
Yeah.
on your CD.
And it comes out in CD enhanced format only.
All right, and you can buy it in the record stores?
Record stores and computer stores.
And computer stores, and it's on the shelves right now?
It's on the shelves.
All right, The Individualist is Todd Rundgren's CD. You can play it on either your CD or your CD-ROM. Thank you so much for coming in. It was a thrill to have you. I'm a big fan. Thank you. Todd Rundgren.
Yeah.
man
Steve?
worth paying attention to.
Yes.
Yep.
Where's Steve?
I'm out here hanging out with the visiting moms. You know, they've had their picture taken. They've had their workout. They're about ready for breakfast. That's coming up. What else, Jim?
You think life's a roller coaster? We visit some people who use a roller coaster to make a living. Coming up on Breakfast Time.
Hello, I'm Joan Collins. You're watching FX, TV with you in mind.
Come softly from part, warm the day tenderly with your heart. Come and stay. Quietly we meet there where times are gently stirred. Softly we meet there where hearts are gently held.
Swiss Miss warms the heart.
You're just a bit plain. Let's give you some color, some snap, something a little saucy. New easy recipe from Birdseye, the fresh look for vegetables.
How many germs are riding on that school bus? Millions, plus my 2 kids. But at least I know they're coming home to Safeguard.
Safeguard antibacterial soap eliminates more than 99% of germs. Safeguard the ones you love. Safeguard against germs.
Fisher-Price knows learning isn't what it used to be.
Find 4 o'clock.
And neither are kids.
Very good.
Because today's kids aren't only active, they're interactive. That's why our Talking Smart Street and new Write with Lights Play Desk teach letters,
Write L.
numbers, and spelling in a most involving way.
Spell star.
And we didn't skimp on fun either. After all,
Let's find the square.
we do know a thing or two about making toys.
Frankly, it makes me nervous.
It's not exactly what I call good news.
Hey, good for you. Bad. Very bad for plumbers like me. The problem is, professional strength liquid plumber works too good.
This liquid drain opener won't dilute in standing water. Stuff cuts right to the problem.
For hair clogs, nothing's faster. Except me.
I hate it. Professional strength liquid plumber drain opener. Sorry, plumbers.
Stop crime from taking over your neighborhood.
FX wants you to take a stand.
While police officers can't be everywhere, neighbors working with the law make the strongest crime-fighting team around. Form your own team by organizing a neighborhood watch. Contact your local police department and find out how you can bring your neighbors together. Don't wait to take action. Be part of the solution.
Stop the anger and neighborhood destruction. Take a stand.
It's 28 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Steve, sitting in for Tom, Laurie, Bob the Puppet, and me, Jim. I'm the announcer, and here's Laurie.
Thank you very much. We'll say goodbye to Todd Rundgren. He's
I won't hear of it.
Yes, but pick up his CD, The Individualist. It's very cool.
Yeah.
CD and CD-ROM. We wish you luck with it. Thanks again.
No.
Take care. Todd Rundgren.
Yeah!
Take a roller coaster ride. Jillian Hamilton is in Kings Island, at Kings Island, which is a terrific, I feel like one of the guest hosts from last week. Where's the camera?
Yeah.
From
It's over
last
here.
week. It's a great amusement park. It's kind of down for the season now, I
Yeah.
guess. But she's going to take us on a virtual roller coaster ride. It's one of the few wooden roller coasters in the country, and apparently it goes really fast. Here we go. You ready, Steve?
Yeah.
All right, Jill, we're actually doing our
Scary
virtual roller
part.
coaster ride.
Don't stand
You're
up.
on the roller coaster. So are you getting the full impact that here at Kings Island Amusement Park, there is one roller coaster that goes forward while the other side simultaneously has its passengers going backward. It's the only one in the country like this. Over 58 million people have come to Kings Island since it opened in 1972. And my cameraman Lincoln and I are actually walking down the roller coaster, the part where the track is.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
we're going to go a little bit slowly because I don't want Lincoln to fall. But meet Ed, Laurie. Ed is in charge of maintenance in the off-season of the park, and you're in charge of making sure that the roller coaster, the tracks, and everything are maintained during the off-season.
That's correct.
So what are some of the things, what are some of the procedures that you do during the fall and winter time to ensure passenger safety when it's open in the spring?
Well, it's the same as during the operating season. We do a lot of inspections during the season. On a wooden roller coaster, it's like a living, breathing animal. It's constantly changing shape, and we have to constantly look for wood that's collapsing, and different things. Are we walking through?
Now, wood actually collapse. To hear you say that kind of gets me a little bit nervous. Do you actually have splinters or cracks and things that you find in the wood?
All the work right here is preventative. We know how old the wood is. We've inspected it. It's just time to start replacing it, and we're replacing the steel running track on the top of it.
Okay, now this is Bubba over here. Now, Bub, your job during the season is to go up and down the track every day and check it. What are some of the things that you're looking for?
We look for loose steel, possible cracks by the running tops, and
dropped money,
bad wood to report to supervisors. Lost articles, glasses from the day before.
Yeah, so it is funny, Bob. Yeah, you're right, Bob. We will actually find articles that are lost. Thank you so much. Now let's come on inside, because during the fall and winter time, Ed, they take the actual cars off the wooden track and they dismantle them completely. Why do they dismantle the actual cars completely?
It's a part of our inspection and rebuild procedures. We inspect every piece of metal on the ride with an NDT, non-destructive testing. Some of the parts go to a laboratory to be inspected, and some of the wood is rebuilt here. It's all preventative, new bearings, lap bar checks, all that.
Okay, so come with me over here and let's see a little bit more closely what they're actually doing. For example, what is this man doing? Why is he with a light bulb checking every single nut, bolt, and screw? And if it were defective, would you actually have to replace the entire car?
No, we just replace the individual parts. It's all broken down. Every part comes off. And what Norma's doing over there is just inspecting the aluminum rails that make up the main frame of the car. He's just looking for any imperfections, any indications whatsoever on that.
Okay, thank you so much, Ed. Now, Laurie and Steve, we're going to meet him. I don't know why, but Don here has ridden the wooden roller coaster over 11,000 times. Come outside with me, Don. Let's take a look at this thing. Once again, Laurie and Steve, it's a roller coaster that goes forward and backward simultaneously. Don, why 11,000 times? What attracts you here at Kings Island?
Well, you know, while the racer may not be the tallest, the fastest, the longest ride, I think it's one of the most fun rides, not only in the park but in the country. And it's just something that I did, I wanted to see how many times I could ride it, and it never got boring, so it ended up being, nearly 11,000
How long did it take him to do 11,000?
I was going to say, I'm not really good at math. I don't know about you guys, but how long did it actually take you? If there are 365 days a year, it's like it must have taken you, over 10 years.
Right, well, it did. It took 10 seasons to reach the...
I'm better at math than I thought.
It took 10 seasons to reach the 10,000 ride mark, and the last 5 years I've put up about another 700 rides on it, but it was coming up almost every day here. Riding it 15, 20 times a day.
Oh my goodness! Do you tend to ride anymore?
Yeah, I still, keep track of, the rides and that. It's still fun, and but there's a lot of other rides here too, so I try to do them all.
Okay, as we say goodbye, what do you do for a living?
I'm a public relations director for a professional hockey team in Cincinnati.
Okay, so he's not spending his time playing hockey. He's actually here at Kings Island. When we come back, we're going to be checking out a carousel and see how they take care of that carousel so that its passengers, which are mainly children, will be safe during the on-season.
Joey, thank you very much. I guess if Don asks you out on a date, you know exactly where you're going. Roller coaster. Steve?
I used to work with some of those Kings parks when I was training dolphins, and they have a small army of people who take care of all that stuff. It's really amazing.
Yeah.
It's time for the news. Let's check it out.
Hello everyone, I'm Vernon Shaw taking a quick look at headlines. Topping the news, President Clinton ordered the first 700 Americans into the former Yugoslavia, and some are already on the ground. Communications and logistics experts are in Bosnia and Croatia preparing for NATO forces, including 20,000 Americans. On college campuses, the class of 1996 will have a better chance of using their diplomas in the job force next year. A new study says grads can expect a better chance of landing a job, and their choices are even greater if an internship is on their resumes. Well, it looks like a toy spaceman and a cowboy beat out James Bond in the theaters for a second straight weekend as Disney's Toy Story finished #1 at the box office, followed by the new James Bond action adventure GoldenEye. And finally, Frank Sinatra sang goodbye to about $2 million worth of his household items at an auction. Bidders bought old Blue Eyes Jaguar for $80,000. And are you ready for this? His mailbox sold for $14,000. That's a quick look at what's making headlines now. Here's Jim with a look at the weather.
And plain vanilla weather today, and Ann can dance in Millersville, Maryland under a spiky yellow ball. But you'll slide well in Slidell, Louisiana if you're susceptible to slippery streets. It's going to rain today in the Gulf. We got some rain and snow mixed in Minnesota and the Dakotas, and we got like a little rain, an oblong rainstorm going through northern Nevada, and northern California. Let's look at those high temperatures.
Okay.
And we have, look at an unusual thing is that the 70s is a camel going east, but the 60s is a camel going west.
No, you're right.
That's the weather.
That's pretty weird.
So you ready for another vacation?
I'm still on vacation, if you can't tell. Little mailbag music, please, Mike.
When she wrote me a letter, said she couldn't live without me no more.
I'm trying.
We got a letter that I personally don't agree with, but it's from Patrick Smith of Charlotte, North Carolina, and just because we're the kind of show we are, I'm going to read it anyway.
Yay.
With Colin Powell out of the running, I think it's time that Bob should be considering running for president. Of course, for a running mate, his only choice would be Jim the announcer.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Right. Why Bob would make a good president? Well, at least with him being a puppet, we know that someone is running him from behind the scenes. And besides, much like the candidates in the past elections, Bob doesn't have a leg to stand on. So Bob and Jim, please consider throwing your hats in the ring.
I'll feel your pain from a distance.
Now that would be a frightening double bill.
I've trained to be vice president.
Hillary, darling, Hillary, I'm coming.
That's right, we don't see you much.
You know how to spell?
Potato. I can do
This
potato.
seems to be a Bob mailbag. I have another one here from Ellen Dunning, Las Vegas, Nevada. My husband names the trees he plants in our yard. Since you don't seem to get much respect, I thought you'd like to know that one of the trees is named Bob. And this is the tree.
I wonder if it's after him.
Yeah.
And that's the big
Bob
tree there.
the pine tree.
And I can tell you that
Keep the dog away from mine,
I was
okay?
going to say Jack is on his way to visit.
Raced you to that one, didn't I, Steve?
Yeah, you did. It was a race. You won.
Thank you.
This is what you get if you write us.
And we read the letter on the air.
That's right.
Jim's going to tell you how to do that.
Write to us at Breakfast Time, P.O. Box 825, Madison Square Station, New York, 10159-0825. Or you can call us on our Sprint-sponsored 800 number, 800-FXFXFX1.
That's not what Jim can do for you.
At 212-802-4208. Or email us at fxbreakfast@delphi.com. If we read your letter on the mail, or you can prove you voted for Bob and me, we'll send you one of them T-shirts.
Just another campaign promise that's never going to get fulfilled.
You ever had your tarot cards read?
I have. I that's all really weird and scary to me. That tarot card.
We're going to talk about it later in the hour. What else is coming up,
Oh, no,
Jim?
you're going outside.
Mrs. Green Thumbs talks artificial Christmas trees. The mountain comes to Mohammed. Coming up on Breakfast Time.
Batman, superhero. Robin, super sidekick. Alfred, super butler.
You can be certain of my most enthusiastic recommendation.
Well, there you have it. The Mr. French seal of approval. See Alfred, butler to the bat. Only on FX.
Jigsaw puzzles took our world and always made it flat. Well, this is what Puzz 3D is doing about that. It's going up, going up. Puzz 3D, going up.
Puzz 3D, the fully dimensional puzzle that's challenging every inch of the way.
It's going up, going up. Puzz 3D, going up.
You're watching the amazing cleaning power of new Soft Scrub Gel. So powerful, it cleans this tough stain right before your eyes with no scrubbing. Then it rinses clean away. New Soft Scrub Gel.
It's not polite to point.
Oh, she's an intro.
Playtex, cross your heart. A natural shape under clothes.
Yeah.
The Cross Your Heart bra.
Knows you're ready for real life.
The flu. You've got what it takes to overpower the pain. Or do you? Now you do. Because now there's a hot flu remedy from Alka-Seltzer Plus. New Alka-Seltzer Plus Hot Flu and Body Aches formula. The hot, soothing liquid speeds powerful medicines to your worst aches and coughs to quickly ease your pain. New Alka-Seltzer Plus Hot Flu and Body Aches formula. What flu?
The last thing this planet needs is another goofy gadget taking up valuable space. Yeah. Must be why Proform invented the Space Saver crosswalk. They don't call it Space Saver for nothing. Then get it.
It's 20 minutes to the top of the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Laurie. Steve sitting in for Tom, Bob the Puppet, and me, Jim. And here's Laurie and Bob and Steve. No, where's Steve? He's
Steve's
gone.
out in the park with Cassandra. We have a shot of him yet, or are they just setting up out there? There they are.
Wow.
And we're all waiting with bated breath for the word of the day, Jim.
Well, perhaps the healthiest thing you can do for yourself is to laugh. So everybody laugh. Now, had you laughed long enough or hard enough that all you could think about or feel was the laughter, you'd reach a state of maestro.
Hysteria?
Euphoria. Euphoria is a feeling of great happiness or well-being, and it comes from the Greek word which means healthy. And that's the word of the day.
Have you ever laughed so hard you cried?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, that only happened to me once. Like, I laughed, and then not the tears came out of my eyes, but I actually started crying.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
Yeah. It happens to me all the time, and usually about 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Around here, I just skip to the crying and forget the... Yeah.
We're going to join Cassandra and Steve. They're in the park right now. Cassandra's going to tell us all about buying a fake tree for your Christmas season.
That's right. When it comes to the holidays, there are some decisions to be made. Are you going to get a tree or what? And once you decide that, are you going to get an artificial tree or a real tree? And once you decide on an artificial tree, believe it or not, there are decisions to be made there. Cassandra Dans, Mrs. Green Thumbs is here. You don't like artificial trees, do you?
No, I don't. I much prefer a real Christmas tree. First of all, because you're bringing the outdoors into your house and it's the real thing.
Right. Just leave the windows open.
That Christmas trees are a good use of agricultural land. People think, oh, if I take the Christmas tree, I'm killing a tree.
Because you can reseed, right?
They reseed. Somebody makes a living out of it. And even parts of the country where it's all gone to housing developments, there'll be still Christmas tree farms in those areas.
But there are some places where you have to have an artificial tree, like our apartment and stuff. So how many do we have here?
Oh, I don't know how. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bunch. We have
Make Cassandra count. I'm so sorry. What do we got?
All right, let me tell you what we have here. Now, when you have to have an artificial tree, Steve, what you want to do is, I personally like one that doesn't look like a real tree, and why fake it?
So you're not even trying.
Right, but in this case here, this one looks sort of realistic. I have a lavalier, you know, darling.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, it's okay.
Cassandra has a lavalier.
The last thing she needs is 2 mics.
So true. All right, so you have this this tree here, and that looks pretty real from about 10 feet away.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty good on television probably, too. But then again, so do you, Steve. Steve is actually a short, fat, middle-aged man.
Let's not start talking about what's real and what's fake here.
I'm all real. All right. Now, these trees, when you put them together, what you have to do, they look pretty sparse when you first put them together.
Yeah.
So what you have to do is you have to sort of pull them out like this,
right.
Which is wonderful if you have a pipe cleaner fetish, basically.
Now this is pretty darn expensive, isn't it? A tree that you can do that to?
It's several $1,000s.
Oh. Really?
No, I'm kidding. No, about 100. They're about 100. I'm being too silly.
Evidently, we're working on our stand-up act today, Cassandra.
Okay.
The other thing is, though, once you get all the ornaments and all the garland stuff, it does hide a lot of these cheesy-looking little wires in there.
And you see, once you open it up, it looks more real. The problem, of course, when you put all the ornaments on is getting them off again.
Yeah.
Because a real tree, the wonderful thing about a real tree is that you can throw it out after Christmas. And these you have forever.
Okay.
All right, let me show you this one. I like this one because it's frankly fake.
They told me not to touch this one.
That's right. And don't eat near it, don't breathe near it, because if you go to, say, trim this tree, let me just show you on my coat what happens. It
All
sheds
over
a
the
bit.
place.
Oh, that's
it sheds
practical.
A lot.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
So you've taken an artificial tree and flocked it.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't do this.
Oh.
You know, I don't.
Somebody did.
I don't
Yes.
Now this
What
I love.
do you do around here?
Not much. All right, now it says here they won't know it's artificial unless you tell them.
Yeah, right.
That's what they tell guys who do hair weaves. You know, I mean, so you will know it's artificial.
Now,
But you
in
have
all
to live
seriousness,
with it.
give me a price range, low end to high end.
All right, low end was about $60 for the cheaper one, and the high end was $160. Seriously.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, it's not bad.
No, well, it's not bad. But if you use them for 10 years, you're saving money.
Yeah.
But then again, you've got this artificial tree for 10 years.
Yeah, this one
now,
back here.
This is a festive look.
Yeah.
This is festive.
This is the one we're bringing up into the apartment, Laurie.
That's the $60 tree.
That's right. This is the one that there's somehow or other the branches are in the wrong place.
All right, Cassandra Dans,
Yes.
thank you very much, Mrs. Green.
All
Looks
right,
like
I hope
Jim's family tree.
Evidently, Cassandra's been hitting the eggnog.
Early, yes.
I think so, yeah. Let's check in for our visiting family. Are you guys eating breakfast?
Yay!
We have 7 moms, or actually 6 moms and a mom-to-be, all the way from Elkin, North Carolina.
You know, and 6 hubba-hubbas. Those are great-looking moms, aren't they?
This is like this is kind of like our own little version of Eggs Benedict.
I know.
The Ed version without the hollandaise sauce. It looks good.
Oh, it's the Adam version.
Well, that explains it. Because Adam did it instead of, never mind. Jim, what's coming up?
Eggs a la Pinhead.
Examining psychic phenomena, but then you knew that already, didn't you? Coming up on Breakfast Time.
FX works day and night, and now so does Lee Majors. By day, he's a stuntman, and by night, he's a bounty hunter. Catch the Fall Guy, weeknights at 7, 6 Central, only on FX.
Sinbad here with Polaroid's talking camera is gonna find a smile on my main man, Ebenezer. Watch this. Yo, Scrooge, buy a humbug, baby. Yo, Scrooge, buy a humbug, baby. See, it even makes a Scrooge smile. The Polaroid talking camera, instant smiles.
The stuff you keep under here isn't made to be used on here. Introducing Endust for electronics, with anti-static to safely clean and repel dust. No wax, no ammonia. So scrub your hardwood, but protect your hardware. New Endust for electronics.
%100% pure Florida orange juice. Pure energy. Are you drinking enough?
We are not going to sleep.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Until I convince you that smirk is something you can wear.
You can't stop playing categories. Just roll the die and fill in the categories, all starting with the same letter. But your answers can't match anyone else's.
Snowshoes.
Samurai sword.
Scuba gear.
Smirk.
What?
What's wrong with smirk?
So it's fun to be clever.
Are you wearing a frown?
Yes.
Then I can wear a smirk.
You can't stop playing categories.
I want to know about meeting that special someone.
Sorry, can't help you there.
I want to know more about a diet I can live with.
No way, not in this commercial.
I want to know more about Rogaine.
Rogaine with minoxidil?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Okay. Just call this number now for a free information kit on Rogaine topical solution. It could help answer your questions because it's filled with all kinds of facts about Rogaine. And because you need a prescription to get Rogaine, we'll send you a list of local doctors and special money-saving offers to help you decide if Rogaine is right for you.
But I want to know right now.
We'll mail it to you today. So what are you waiting for? Call now for your free information kit. Call 1-800-356-5885.
It's 12 minutes to the top of the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Laurie. Steve sitting in for Tom. Bob the puppet and me, Jim. I'm the announcer. And here's Laurie.
Thank you very much. Just joining Mare Winningham, who walked in. Thank you for having us. Nice to see you. New star of the new movie Georgia that is getting incredible reviews.
Yeah.
I don't know if you go by that, but it's kind of nice to see all this rave about you. And she sings in it too, so that's kind of cool. We're talking to you coming up a little bit, but we're going to go down to Steve right now to find out about psychic sensibility.
That's right. I think a lot of people were surprised when in the newspaper recently they revealed that the government, specifically the CIA and Pentagon, spent about $1 million a year over the last 20 years on a so-called psychic budget. It probably isn't going to surprise you that we as Americans spend billions on this stuff. Here is our New Age guide, Brian Seth Hurst, to kind of guide us through this and tell us in general what to avoid, what to look for, all that kind of stuff. First of all, we lump all of this stuff into New Age. What is New Age?
Well, the New Age, according to the Mayan and Aztec calendars, 5,000 years of a masculine-dominated world with war and arguments and, you know, the man thing.
Pro football, beer.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Is being is giving way to a feminine time, which is called the New Age, the Age of Aquarius, the time where we're all supposed to live in peace and harmony for the next 1,000 years.
So RuPaul's kind of a transition then.
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Some Mayan priest standing on top of some pyramid, one assumes.
As we get close to the year 2000, I guess we're more into this historically.
Yes, as a matter of fact, every 100 years, every time you hit a millennium, there's increased interest in psychic things and in UFOs and aliens and vibrations and angels and religion.
Okay. So I'm not poo-pooing it because I do like this stuff and I do believe in a lot of this stuff. But take us through. I guess there are 3 basic categories.
Yeah, we're going to hit 3 today, and you really need to be careful in all the categories. I mean, there is legitimate healing, legitimate spirituality, but there's also people out there that think they know that are trying to take advantage
talk
of
about
you.
that. What's the first category?
The first category is New Age. I guess I would call religion, or actually spirituality, because it's really not religion. The Course in Miracles is big in the world. It came before Marianne Williamson, who used to teach the Course in Los Angeles and wrote her best-selling books. This teaches people how to let go of their fear, forgive, which is the only way you can move on, and treat each other with respect. Also, there's an increase in science of mind and those empowering religions where you have a personal relationship with God rather than a priest telling you you're bad and going to hell.
And is it Eastern philosophies that is lumped into this?
It is kind of, you know, the philosophies are the same. They're all rooted in the same thing. And it's basically that you have free will, that you combine your will with God's will and live the good life. And it's good versus evil.
Say that after you signed a deal with Fox.
What's the second? What's the second?
We'll do a reading for you later.
Second category, Brian.
The second category is alternative healing, which is, I prefer to call it complementary medicine because you should never give up your medical doctor for herbs. And although you can complement that, you can use herbs and oils and things, and meditation. Meditation is very effective, and people have proven with the power of the mind that they can actually heal themselves and make miracles.
I think the current thinking certainly would allow for those alternative medicines to come into play in combination.
Well, you know, we're raised to have a magic bullet. You know, everybody thinks you're going to have a pill and be all better, but it doesn't work that way.
What about all the stuff that we have spread out here? We have the tarot cards, the crystals, things we're most familiar with.
The tarot cards and actually the crystals can be used in healing. Like this will open your third eye.
Take a look at these crystals
Here,
I've gathered here on my desk.
Have a snack. But there are psychics, the psychic hotlines, card readers.
Let's talk about that because it seems like anybody can hang a shingle out and call themselves a tarot card reader. How do we go about defining who's legit and who isn't?
Well, the first thing I would do is go by word of mouth. If you know someone who's had a good experience with a psychic or a channeler or even a healer, go by word of mouth. My fear is that people will spend thousands of dollars, and they do, at $3.99 a minute on a psychic hotline. And the thing is these people are not going to solve your problems. You should get a reader that's going to help you solve your own problems. People are reaching for answers. You can find them here.
And besides word of mouth, this person shouldn't really charge too much?
Well, the going rate is for an hour session is anywhere between $100 and $200. Wow. But if a psychic is saying, "Oh, I see dark and evil spirits, and you must give me $10,000 for me to release them," that's not cool.
Phil Kogan and Patricia Moreno are here. Have you guys ever had your tarot cards read?
Yeah, I really believe in a lot of this stuff. I've had my chart done and things like that, and I love it. It's been very helpful.
You know, the thing about it is that a tarot card is not going to give you the future. It's actually going to reflect where you are right now. Same with astrology. It's a tool that you can use to find out who you are and where you are headed so that you can make the changes. It's about free will.
Why you're dressed that way.
Phil's shaking his head. You don't go
I never have and I never will. I just, the whole thing scares me. I don't want to get into that.
You're going to hell.
I think.
What's your sign, Phil?
Gemini.
Oh, they're not that skeptical, Geminis.
Yeah, I just,
how do you explain miracles
I don't want to hear
and
bad
things that happen?
Laurie, what's your sign?
Aries.
Laurie?
Aries, the stubborn ram.
Aries.
Big
Do you think Laurie fits into that?
Actually, I think that, well, Laurie, when she picked up the tarot cards, was scared. I was going to say, "Oh, Laurie, don't be scared. Things are looking bright for your future."
He told me I was going to be, what did you say, I had a big future?
Yes, a big future.
Am I going to get married?
Ooh, do you want to talk about that in private?
She's going to charge you $10.
No, I won't charge you anything. I won't charge you anything.
Okay, we'll talk about it later.
On the show, yes.
On the show.
The thing is, it's not. This is not something to be frightened of.
Right.
Keep your power. Don't give your power away to the reader or the healer or anything. It's like in medical care. You want to be responsible.
And educated, which is usually the bottom line of a lot of segments we do. If you're interested, read up on it and do it responsibly.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much,
You're
Brian.
welcome. My pleasure.
Yay.
Hey, Steve, bring everybody down here. We got Mare Winningham.
Yay.
Starring in the movie Georgia, which is about a gut-wrenching relationship that two sisters have. And Mare's feeling a little catatonic this minute because Bob's behind her. I haven't introduced you. This is Bob. Oh, you did?
Yes, we bonded instantly.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Bob needs a dentist.
That's the least of my problems.
The movie's called Georgia. We'll take a look at a clip and we'll come back and talk about it. I think you're singing in this clip, which is
Yay.
great.
If I wanted, I could scrap you. If I wanted to get back at you, I don't know what makes me more mad than losing you. If I wanted, I could feel good. If I wanted, like I should, I don't know what makes me more mad than losing you.
Yeah!
Who knew you had such a good voice?
Yeah.
Nobody knew this. Why did you keep this a secret most of your career?
I've been begging for someone to I've been singing all my life and playing in clubs and band in San Francisco.
This is the first time you've done it on film, though, right? A real...
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Something about combining the two things didn't feel right to me. And I play folk rock, and it just didn't seem like being on TV and singing. They didn't fit together well.
Well, it really works in this movie.
They did everything live in the movie, and that made all the difference in the world.
What's it like to be in front of that huge audience?
Well, they
Just
paid
you
a
and
bunch
your
of people to
guitar.
pretend I was a rock star. So
And they all loved
it was all right. And also, I was working with Jennifer Jason Lee, who came up with the idea for the film, and her mom, who is a dear friend and who I'd worked with several times before in TV movies, wrote it for the two of us and to play these sisters. And so it was sort of, a dream come true.
It was incredible. I thought that she really went out on a limb for
Yes.
herself.
I believe it was referred to as a legendary performance by Ms. Lee.
She called herself that.
No, not her, the critics.
Oh, the critic. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, she no, not. She's remarkable in it.
Oh, I
when
know.
everyone who sees it remarks on it.
Yeah. Georgia plays such a, she said it's such a fine line you walk between being the bad guy almost, because everyone has so much empathy for this poor sister who was living in the shadow of her famous sister, but you aren't the bad guy because everyone feels so sorry for you too. It's an odd dynamic.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty brave of Barbara to write it that way, to sort of show the person who's enveloped themselves in self-destructive behavior in a way that you had to love them and their hope and their survival. And then I think Ulu Grossbar just had so much compassion for both
That was the director.
characters, yeah. And during rehearsal, we both felt as the characters and loved and understood. So, yeah, I mean, Georgia is she disappears a lot in the film, and it really is focused on Sadie, although it's called Georgia. That's more because Sadie wishes that she was Georgia.
The big successful singer. And the difference between the two is so well balanced in that clip. Just the way the both of you sing and present yourselves. And
yeah, I'm happy with that clip because I wrote that song, so that was a coup for me.
You wrote a couple songs on the album, on the soundtrack.
I wrote a couple songs for the film, but they got cut with the exception of that one. I think I wrote 3 for it, but in the editing room they...
Don't take it personally, Mare. I'm sure
don't?
it was nothing to do with it.
I don't.
Yes?
I don't take it personally.
No, that's not me.
He wasn't listening. Now, listen, I just have to realize, I realized just a little while ago that it was 10 years ago that St. Elmo's Fire came out.
I'm in denial. I don't know.
I think it was like 85, and I can't believe that it was that long
I measure
ago.
everything by my baby, so I was pregnant with the third boy. So
Now, wait a minute. Mother of 5?
86.
Did anybody know that?
No.
Married mother of 5? And that's how you balance out your careers, is
getting pregnant.
Getting pregnant. I need a break. I think I'll have a baby.
I think I'll be fat in this next movie.
Well, that was St. Elmo's Fire, right?
Right.
You were pregnant. Everyone thought you were fat in that movie.
Right.
But you were just pregnant.
Right. I don't recommend it as a career move, but I do recommend Parenthood.
Yeah, and I recommend Georgia because it is
I'm glad
a
you
gut
liked it.
wrencher of a movie, and I really it's kind of depressing, but it's so well worth the journey that you take with both these characters.
I'm glad you think so.
Yeah, good luck with it.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me. Mare Winningham.
Yeah.
You know, we're 1 down, 1 to go. We have a whole lot of show left.
Yeah.
Let's kick it off.
If music be the food of love, play on. Of course, if music be the love of food, eat up. And if Food is the music of love. Give me some more of them roasted potatoes. You see how music, food, and love can all get mixed up together in a lot of different ways, and they all still work. Like a stew, or a smorgasbord, or a ratatouille. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Laurie, Hibberd, Steve Walker sitting in for Tom Bergeron and Bob the Puppet. My name's Jim, I'm the announcer. To say good morning, here's Laurie, Bob, Steve, and Mare Winningham.
Sticking around for a little while. She's our guest this morning. And I hear Patricia's getting her tarot cards read in the study. Is it true? By Brian.
Brian Seth.
Yeah. Can we get a shot of that? Are we in there?
He sees some push-ups in her future.
Really? Imagine that. Anyway, we have a big show coming up. Dmitri Hvorostovsky, is that right? This is the one
I actually had to go look it up. Hvorostovsky, and this guy won. He was the underdog at an opera competition a few years ago. He came in, he blew everybody away and won, and now some people call him a heartthrob, the heartthrob of the opera.
He's pretty good looking for an opera
Well, he's going to come in, you better nail down the furniture because
he's under 300 pounds. There's something right there.
When he starts to sing, he's been called the greatest baritone of our age, so it's going to be great.
Yay.
You might want to stick with
that one, Mare. We also are going to take a look at some recommended toys that you can get your kids this Christmas, and we're going to go through 3 age groups, toddlers, infants, and also preschoolers. So we'll cover all bases with that coming up. And also, we have Jillian Hamilton in Kings Island, Ohio, at Kings Island, which is apparently a great amusement park. But I got to tell you, Jill, there's nothing sadder than an empty amusement park. It reminds me of some horror movie.
Except an empty wallet.
Yeah. Is that just a stagnant shot of anything?
Yeah, it's empty Paris.
Yeah.
Oui, je suis à Paris en fait.
Bonjour.
Bonjour Laurie, je suis à Paris en fait devant la Tour Eiffel, mais en fait je suis à Kings Island. I'm at Kings Island in front of the Eiffel Tower, which is right near...
En anglais, s'il vous plaît.
En anglais? Ok, je recommence pour vous, mademoiselle.
Merci.
We're in front of the Eiffel Tower here at Kings Island Park in Cincinnati, Ohio. But right next to the Eiffel Tower is a carousel, which in the off-season needs to be maintained and secured so that its passengers, a lot of young children, will be safe when the on-season comes back in. So when we come back, we're going to be meeting the people that maintain and take care of this carousel so that we'll all be safe when it comes time to ride it.
Is it really weird that it's all empty, though, Jill?
I kind of like it because I get to see everything and everyone's really nice to me.
Yeah.
You walk around coffee and donuts and you get to see everything.
That's cool.
Actually, when I used to work with those parks, we would go in the off-season, and the people who work there actually like it better when it's empty because they can get around and get their work done. And then when the crowds come in, it's just as if all these people are in your way.
It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
We're also going to do our weekly town meeting today. Jillian, of course, is in Kings Island, Ohio, which is just outside Cincinnati. Thank you. And we're also in Los Angeles with Personal Effects, and John Burke is going to be joining us to talk about that end. So it'll be, I think it'll be interesting.
That's coming up. First, though, here are today's top headlines.
All right.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Vernon Shaw taking a quick look at headlines on FX. The Supreme Court stepped in today on behalf of the airline flight attendants. The High Court let the federal government limit the length of airtime, work shifts, and required minimum rest breaks between flights. In Washington, a new report says the crisis in American jails is growing. 90,000 more prisoners were locked up last year. Now, the surge of inmates gives the U.S. the distinction of leading the world in locking up its citizens. If you're planning to visit any major U.S. city this holiday season, you may have a hard time finding a hotel room. Beds are almost all booked up in New York, Chicago, Atlanta, Dallas, and in New Orleans. In sports, Nebraska and Florida are now the only two unbeaten, untied teams in college football. On January 2nd, the Cornhuskers and the Gators will put their unblemished records on the line when they match up in Tempe, Arizona for the Fiesta Bowl. And finally, Gail O'Grady's joining the Fox network next year. The actress is leaving NYPD Blue to star in a new Fox sitcom. Well, that's a quick look at what's making headlines now. Here's Jim with the weather.
And it's a great day to sport your petticoats in Junction City, Kansas. But don't wear them to the park in Park City, Utah, where it's going to rain, and you'll get them all sloppy and wet. There's actually some snow in the Cascades here. We got some mixed wintry precipitation in western Minnesota and the eastern Dakotas, and rain in the Gulf. Spiky yellow balls dominate the Southland. Let's look at those high temperatures.
Oh, my.
And by the way, that's what the roller coaster looks like when there's nobody there. That's the weather.
It's wacky, isn't it?
You are? You're impressed.
Good.
Mary's just saying she's never seen the show. She's impressed.
Uh-oh.
Busted. Boy, are you easy.
Stick around. This is one of the high points. You're on.
I'm a convert. Oh, good. Well, check out. You said that your kids are in San Francisco or something?
Yes.
So maybe you guys can check us out.
I just missed them by 5 minutes. They would have watched.
Oh.
They're on the bus.
Good luck with Georgia.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in. Mayor's got to leave us.
That's right.
Oh,
come on. She hardly's been here.
I know. Mare Winningham.
Stay. Yay, Mayor.
But around here, we trade one celebrity for another one. So, Dmitri Hvorostovsky, it's very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's here.
Hi.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
It's nice to meet you. You're gonna. This is Laurie Hibberd.
Got that Kenny Rogers thing working there.
And it does. You're going to be singing for us a little bit later.
Well, let's see. I got a little cold, so.
Oh, you do?
I'll figure.
Well, we can get you some hot tea or something.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
With a hot seat.
Okay.
Well, we'll have Dmitri do the weather and I'll sing.
No, that's okay, Jim. You can, though, tell us what's coming up on the show.
Oh, planes and boats and trains. Now, they're only part of the enormous variety of toys. How to pick out the best ones for your kids on Breakfast Time.
This year, FX wants you to celebrate the true meaning of the holiday season by giving a toy to a child in need.
Toys for Tots is a U.S. Marine Corps program that has been giving gifts to deserving kids for the past 48 Christmases.
So put on your Santa cap and spread some holiday cheer.
It's easy. When you're out shopping, just pick up an extra toy, then take it to the Toys for Tots Collection Center in your neighborhood.
Make sure the gift you donate is a new toy in its original packaging.
Your helping hand can put a big smile on a kid's face this holiday season.
Grab a gift and give, because here at FX, we're doing the same thing.
We're collecting toys from everyone here at FX. Show host, staff, crew, we're all pitching in.
All the gifts from FX will be distributed by Toys for Tots to underprivileged kids in our neighborhood.
If you don't know where to drop off toys in your neighborhood, call your local Marine Corps Reserve and find out the collection center closest to you.
Join FX and give a toy. Together we'll be making a big difference for kids this holiday season.
FX, Parker Brothers, and Milton Bradley salute the Marine Reserves for the 1995 Toys for Tots campaign.
These guys are persistent.
Well, they're no match for the world's first sport utility wagon.
Oh, really?
All-wheel drive Subaru Outback's got more headroom than a Cherokee.
Uh-huh.
The ground clearance of an Explorer.
So you said.
Ride smooth as any car.
Got any more of those tidbits?
What, like more stability in a turn than a Chevy Blazer?
Sure, that'll do.
That's my Subaru Outback. World's first sport utility wagon.
How white can you safely get your teeth? Take a look at Aquafresh Whitening. Only Aquafresh Whitening has this patented formula with TriClean. It helps safely and gently break up stains without peroxide, bleach, or harsh abrasives. Aquafresh Whitening is clinically proven to whiten better than regular Crest. Even Rembrandt can't beat it. And with fluoride, it can replace your everyday toothpaste. Try Aquafresh Whitening. TriClean makes the difference. Safe to use every day for dazzling, whiter teeth.
These have always brought me luck.
White Diamonds, the intriguing fragrance from Elizabeth Taylor.
How many germs are riding on that school bus? Millions, plus my 2 kids. But at least I know they're coming home to Safeguard.
Safeguard antibacterial soap eliminates more than 99% of germs. Safeguard the ones you love. Safeguard against germs.
This is going to be my first Christmas away from home.
Our son, Warren, enlisted in the Navy. He's a fireman.
You see, ever since I can remember my parents, they given me a Hallmark ornament.
This was his first one.
First one.
Well, when I got my license.
I got him a car.
A car?
So this year, we sent him a fire truck.
Help someone remember this Christmas forever with a Hallmark keepsake ornament.
I opened up my ornament. All of a sudden, it was Christmas.
It's 8 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Laurie. Steve sitting in for Tom, Bob the puppet, and me, Jim. I'm the announcer, and here's Laurie.
Thank you very much, Jim. I don't know if you've ever been to the big toy store in New York City. What's it called?
FAO Schwartz?
FAO Schwartz.
Schwartz. It's FAO Schwartz.
Schwartz. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. but it is overwhelming to walk in there and see just the sheer number of toys that are available for kids. So we've tried to sort of narrow things down for you today. We've invited Stephanie Oppenheim to join us. She's the co-author of the book, The Best Toys, Books, and Videos for Kids, and she's going to give us her ideas of what to get your kids this coming Christmas. Welcome to Breakfast Time.
Hi, nice to be here.
We're gonna slowly go through 4 categories, and we've got some great kids and their parents here joining us. But what are some of the major mistakes that parents usually make when they're buying?
It's so overwhelming for parents. There's so many thousands of choices, and we try to take the guesswork out of it. So the biggest advice I can give is not to buy something that's too far ahead for your child. Everyone thinks their kid's the smartest, but a lot of reasons why those age labels are there for safety. So what we do is really try to fit the toy for the right age.
Okay, so what we got for babies right now?
Babies are about exploration, and Jeffrey is playing with a new wonderful line of innovative toys. There are lots of things for Jeffrey to explore and chew on. And this is also a wonderful toy for crawlers. It's a Peekaboo Discovery Tunnel that's been getting a lot of play, not right now, but this morning with the kids. They go through it, and there's also things for them to do.
They seem to really like this one.
Yeah. Right.
Now, is there a safety factor involved that you should worry about?
Right. You don't want things that are going to come off. This is a very safe toy. It's got lots of sounds and things to spin, but there's nothing dangerous about these toys.
Okay, great. Some good baby things. Now next we go
too big to swallow.
Over here are toddlers.
Yeah.
Now, you might remember playing with Legos.
Yeah.
Right. Well, now there's a new line of toys from Lego called Duplo Baby, and the pieces are bigger and they're safer, so you don't have to worry about a choking
they wobble,
hazard.
but they don't fall
Very
down.
safe and lots of things for babies to play with.
Ear, which is what I used to do. Yeah.
Right. And this is a wonderful 3-in-1 activity table where they can use it as an easel. They can draw on it. You can put the, excuse me, sweetheart, you can put the table down, and they can play with Play-Doh on it, and then they can turn it over, and there's a place for playing with Duplo blocks on the other side.
Yeah. Oh, the blocks that are there.
Right.
So it's all from the same company. That's
right.
great.
Right. And then there's also a great ride-on toy. This is just one of our award winners this year for kids who aren't ready for a ride-on.
Maybe
Daryl can give it a chance. Daryl was really enjoying it. He's a great drawer, Daryl. There you go. There are lots of things to explore, and it's safe. You can rock on it, and it's also a good toy for kids with special needs, which is one of the things that we have a full chapter on in our book we look for. And then for preschoolers, we have this year, preschoolers are about pretend and dramatic play, and this is an adventure mountain for Matchbox cars. Kids are ready, and they can go down to a loop-de-loop. Ready? Can you let that go?
Sure. What's your name?
Whoa! And the thing that we got great feedback from parents is they really liked the fact that there was a storage center for the cars which end up all over the place.
Yeah.
Now we have 2 ride-on vehicles this year which made our top list. This is a Little Tikes pickup truck that runs on quick power. And then the other one over there is a Big Rigs truck, which has
runs on pedal power, right?
Pedal power. You have to be a bigger, more like 4.5, 5 to make that work.
These are terrific, though. They look like a lot of fun.
Right. For enjoying them.
But also,
Pickup truck plays country
outdoors,
music.
Really, or in the basement or something like
you have to have room for those. And over here we have our master builders. This year, I don't know if you remember playing with Tinker Toys, but now there's a little twist on them. They're crazy concoctions, and they come with eyes and different parts that you can put on them.
It seems like they're much safer, too. The materials that they're being made out of are a little bit safer.
And then this is a new product called Tubers and Zots, which is very innovative, and you can make wonderful masks and creations with those as well. And then over there, we have our remote control car, which Billy is testing. And it does 360s.
We're talking about much older kids now. We're just talking about just before, or maybe even kindergarten age.
This is 5 to 8.
Okay, it looks great. The book is called The Best Toys and Books and Videos for Kids. It's by Joanne and her daughter Stephanie, who joined us today. Thank you so much. Some very good ideas about what to get your kids for Christmas. And it's only, 22 shopping days left or something, Steve?
Don't say it that way.
Down to the wire, yeah.
That's right. And you can tell you don't have kids because you didn't know what F.A.O. Schwartz was. But you'll learn. You'll learn.
Yeah.
It's looking more and more like a Fellini movie around here. We have tarot card reading going on in here. We've got an opera singer warming up in here. What else is coming up, Jim?
The City of Angels, the Island of the King. Kings Island, Ohio, and Los Angeles, California are doing the town meeting thing on Breakfast Time.
Today's parenting segment is being brought to you by Pull-Ups. Build confidence with Pull-Ups, the big kid training pants.
I'm a big kid, look what I can do.
It's not easy being big. That's why you should try new Pull-Ups training pants. The label shows front from back, so kids learn how pull-ups go on. And the new awareness liner's designed to let kids know when to take them off. Knowing when, learning how. That's the pull-ups way to train.
Mommy, wow, I'm a big kid now.
Oh boy, am I can't stop. And my body is, how am I ever gonna?
Vicks, NyQuil, liquid caps. Why is it the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever medicine? Why, so you can rest medicine, of course.
By bringing the blender to the food instead of the food to the blender, you spend more time creating dishes and less time doing them. The Braun hand blender and chopper.
It's Yahtzee, the game America loves to play. Now there's Mickey Mouse Yahtzee, your child's first Yahtzee game.
Everybody has morning breath. Unfortunately, not everybody has scope.
The last thing this planet needs is another goofy gadget taking up valuable space. Yeah. Must be why Proform invented the Space Saver crosswalk. They don't call it Space Saver for nothing. Get it? Then get it.
Soon, you'll both be taking up less space. Space Saver by Proform.
It's 16 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Steve sitting in for Tom, Laurie, Bob the Puppet, and me, Jim. I'm the announcer, and here's Laurie.
Thank you very much. During the break, and Bob is here as
Bob
well.
and Phil.
And Phil's getting his tarot cards read by Brian Sethurst, or he's just some sort of reading.
We're talking.
Oh, okay. The skeptic is.
They're dealing.
I hear there's a baby in your future. That's all I know. We just were treated to a wonderful little bit of music from Dmitri Hvorostovsky. Just the great things that are about to come on this show are terrific. We had a little warm-up in the commercial break, so I hope you stick around for that. Right now, though, it is time for our weekly town meeting. Thank you. We are out there. This week, Jillian Hamilton is, of course, in Kings Island, Ohio. It's in the Cincinnati area of Ohio. And John Burke joining us from Personal Effects this week on the road in Los Angeles. John, how come you're on the road this week?
You know, it was a chance to go back to Los Angeles, go back to my roots, and visit some friends and get back in touch with the city.
I see.
To cast a shadow again.
Well, okay, we'll start with John, actually, and see what, I can see we can see a lot of the city based on where you're standing.
Yeah. Well, actually, Laurie, where we're at, we're on the Fox lot here, and this is where they, produce the great shows NYPD Blue, Picket Fences. We're actually on the set of Murder One. This is so much fun. Indulge me for a second. Okay. You always see them in these situations. They're always going, Lieutenant, I need a new partner. Sorry, just had to get that squared away. Jim, throw up the map. Let's talk a little bit about Los Angeles.
Here we go.
Los Angeles is the second largest city in the country in size and population. There's about 14.5 million people here in the city. Whoa. There's about 4 great mountain ranges and, of course, all the great beaches all up and down the coast. Let me show you a different map here. This is what makes Los Angeles different from any other city, is that it's actually a conglomerate of other cities. You can cross the street, you're in Hollywood, cross the street, you're in Culver City, cross the street, you're in North Hollywood. That's what makes this place so different. Of course, the movie industry is big here, but so is the tourism industry. You see these all the time. People passing these out for $5. Movie stars' homes maps. And the interesting thing is that only about 25% of the stars really live in Beverly Hills. They all live like way up here in Malibu. You know,
yeah,
that's the whole
or
thing.
anywhere but. But I'll tell you, those maps are pretty accurate. Can I tell you?
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Don't ask me how I know that, but I do know.
Well, the interesting thing about the stars, you know, they have the Hollywood Walk of Fame. They have the stars right there in Los Angeles, right in Hollywood. And I want you to meet two very special people. This is Jeannie and Rose Bitters. Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi.
Now, they have adopted a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Is that right? You adopted? How does that work?
You go ahead, and if there's a star you're interested in adopting, you go ahead and do so. You inquire within and adopt it. And you first Saturday of every month, you go out there and you clean it.
You clean. That's your thing. You have to clean it. Now, you had adopted a star, but then something happened, so you get a new one?
Yeah, we adopted Barry Manilow 15 years ago, and then the Metro line is coming through, so they took up a couple hundred stars.
Oh, no.
Packed them away, safely, they said.
Oh, good.
And
he was run over by a train?
To stay with the Hollywood cleanup. And
so it's your responsibility to make sure that thing is sparkling every Saturday. You go out there.
And
these are your tools right here?
Correct.
All right, now how long do you spend out there scrubbing that thing?
It varies from each time. It depends how dirty the stars are. It can take anywhere from half an hour to an hour.
And do the stars know that you're out there cleaning that for them?
Some of them do. Some of them do. Barry did know that we were out there, and the Andrews sisters do know that we clean theirs.
Thank you for joining us. That's really cool. I got to do this one more time. Can I do this one more time?
All right, go ahead. We're really indulging you today.
Lieutenant, I need a new partner.
Need a new
so a little
writer.
bit later on, we're going to be doing some more stuff here from Murder One.
You know what's weird? It didn't get better the second time.
No. Sometimes rehearsal is not the answer.
John, thank you very much. A little something about Los Angeles for us. And now we go to Kings Island, Ohio. Jillian, what goes on out there in the Cincinnati area?
Well, let's pull up the map first, Laurie, and see exactly where we are. Jim, have we got that map?
Yep.
Alrighty. Cincinnati is in the southwest region of Ohio, on the northern banks of the Ohio River. Now, we're sitting right smack on the Mason-Dixon line, which pre-Civil War separated the free states from the slave states. Now, the metro population of Cincinnati is about 1.7 million, and there are also some big corporations like Procter & Gamble. We have Greta here, who is holding soap, which represents, of course, a lot of different bars of soap that we use from the company Procter & Gamble. And Ed here is holding pork. Now, that's because in 1850, pork was the largest production of pork occurred in Cincinnati, so much so that Cincinnati was known as Porkopolis, believe it or not. Now, the Cincinnati Reds, of course, we know them, a very famous baseball team. Pete Rose is among one of those Cincinnati Reds players.
Tony
and
Perez.
even on my way over here, I passed Pete Rose Way, so he has his own street. Now, the film industry has come to Cincinnati many, many times. Films like Fresh Horses have been filmed in Cincinnati, and there's also something a little bit more special about Fresh Horses. Isn't that correct?
That's right, Jillian. Actually, the closing scene to Fresh Horses was filmed right here at Paramount's Kings Island. Andrew and Molly meet, and after years and years of not seeing each other, so we're really proud of this movie as well.
Do they ride on the carousel together?
They were skating on our fountain along International Street.
All right. Okay. Also, Tango and Cash filmed here. And also Rain Man, Tom Cruise, looking sexy in Cincinnati in Rain Man. Now, the Cincinnati Zoo, voila, some of the animals that you can find at the Cincinnati Zoo. And Doug here has brought an owl this morning. Now, what's special about this owl, Doug, and where can we find him in Cincinnati?
Well, this is Scooter. Scooter is a barn owl, and he's living at the Nocturnal House at the Cincinnati Zoo.
Are you raising a barn?
But, you know, this bird can be found all over the world. It has what we call a circumpolar distribution. Any country you'd go to, you'd probably find barn owls.
Okay, now, one other very special thing about the Cincinnati Zoo. It's considered the sexiest zoo in the world. Why? Because they've had more birds from gorillas and other animals in the Cincinnati Zoo than anywhere else in the world.
You bet, and recently a test tube gorilla, the first one ever born at the Cincinnati Zoo. You can see it in the zoo nursery.
Yes. Weeks later, they've revealed the information that the gorilla